Hello chess lovers, I have a very beautiful game for you played by Garry Kasparov against Peter Leko. The game was played in 2001 in Linares. Kasparov started with e4 and e5 by Leko. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, we see the Spanish game, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, white castles, bishop e7, Leko is choosing the closed variation, rook e1, b5, bishop b3, black castles, and a4. By playing this move, Kasparov is avoiding the martial attack. In some cases, we can say that this a4 move is like an anti-martial move. Bishop b7, d3, d6, knight d2, knight a5, bishop a2, c5, knight f1, rook e8, knight e3, h6, bishop d2, c4, bishop c3. At some point this bishop can be useful and can support d4 advancement. Queen b6, knight d2, knight c6, knight d5, knight takes d5, e takes d5, and the knight again retreats to a5 square, but now Kasparov is capturing on a5, queen takes a5, d takes c4, and queen takes a4. A very courageous decision by Peter Leko. But on the other hand, if a move like b4, the compensation for the lost pawn looks insufficient. That's why after d takes c4, we see queen takes a4, but now comes a strong response by Kasparov, c5. Using the power of this bishop and also the fact that the queen on a4 is misplaced. Now capturing on c5 is not possible because of this d6. Now the bishop is attacked, also white is threatening. Bishop takes f7 check, winning the queen. After c5, Leko played queen b4. Now comes knight e4. Again, capturing on c5 can't be played because first white can play c3. If queen takes b2, then rook e2, placing the queen on a file, and after queen a3, white can play d6, again with the same dangerous threat. But after knight e4, Leko decided to grab the pawn on b2, but this is going to be very dangerous. Now Kasparov is capturing on d6, getting powerful passed pawns. Bishop f8, c3, f5, now comes d7. White is gaining important tempos to push his pawns forward. Rook d8, d6 check, king h8, knight c5. Now pay attention please, this knight is starting a very dangerous journey. Right now the bishop is attacked. Bishop c6, now comes knight d3, forking the queen and the pawn on e5. Queen takes c3, knight takes e5. Leko played a desperate bishop e4, but now comes knight takes f7 check. Just have a look, this knight is just dancing all around the board. King h7, but of course this knight is not here to capture this poor rook. Of course that is also winning. But Kasparov played knight g5 check. Looks like this is not a knight. This is a Springer. Yes, just like that. And believe it or not, but in this position Leko resigned. Black can't capture on g5 because of this queen h5 checkmate, or if a move like after knight g5 check king h8, then the knight again can jump on e4 square, and then white can start exploit the weaknesses of the light squares. If king h7, then queen g8 check, king g6, bishop f7 check, king f6, bishop d5. If just a random move, rook b8, then queen e6 check, king g5, h4 check, and black king is just getting checkmated. Poor king is getting checkmated. A very impressive game, I think, played by Garry Kasparov. Especially I liked that knight maneuvers all around the board. I hope that you enjoyed this game. Good luck.